Love Story.
Hello, dear friends, and welcome to the Love Talk Show. I'm James, and unfortunately, Karina. That's not Karina, by the way. Come closer, please, Pastor. That's not Karina. You can see, yeah, Karina. Oh, yeah, you better stay there because of the mic. Yeah, Karina didn't made a surgery. She's still beautiful, amazing. That's Pastor Philip, who holds the service for those who are struggling with addictions, right? Every Sunday, by the way.
Yes, Pastor.
Let's plug here ACT again.
Every Sunday at 4 p.m. here in FPK, Finsbury Park.
Great. Tell me, Shad, how are you doing, Shad? Good evening, Shad. Are you back, Shad?
I'm back. Thank you, Pastor.
Good,
Glad
great.
To be back as well.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, Pastor. I kind of missed the program and yourself. Pastor.
And the listeners, they were missing you too.
Pastor, I'm great. I'm privileged, Pastor.
They were missing you. Very good. Yes, but the main guest tonight is not Pastor Philip and not even Chad that came back from holidays, but to have here Pastor Ricardo and Luana from Luton. Good evening. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Good evening, Pastor. Good evening to all the viewers.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Let's go straight to the point. So, first, we're going to start with the quick questions.
Okay.
Do you have the quick questions ready? Yes? So, quick questions and quick answers, okay? You can justify later on during the story.
Okay.
But now we need quick answers, right?
All right.
Okay. Who fell in love first?
Him.
Okay.
Who is more jealous? Of
Both.
Okay. we saw already the first problem here because she wasn't like, yeah. But when you said both, she, oh, yeah, okay, both of us. Who is more romantic?
Me.
Yeah, a bit. Me more.
He's more than you.
Yeah, a
Okay.
bit more.
So, who takes longer getting ready to leave the house?
She's the one.
She's the one.
Who eats more?
It's
Him.
me. It's me.
And who drives better? Oh, sorry, Pastor Philip.
He's
Who
the one.
drives better?
Yeah, I'm the only one.
Oh, so you drive better indeed, right?
Who is more funny? Who is more funny?
Both. I
Both.
Think. Yeah.
That's both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who takes long to shower?
Yeah, it's me.
Who gets stressed easier?
But there is a reason why. And I believe I know the reason why. Before the previous conversation we had. The background. Background. Who is more forgetful?
Yeah, it's
Him.
me.
Yeah.
Who is more clumsy?
Clumsy.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
She is.
Yeah.
Breaking some glasses.
Oh my God. You know.
Who likes to sleep more?
Him.
Yeah, it's me.
Who expenses more? Who spend more? Who-
As usual.
Yeah. It's him, huh?
I do the groceries.
For
and
God's
the,
sake,
you know?
huh? It's him. And who likes to go out more?
Yeah, it's her.
Yeah.
And the last one, Pastor Philip.
Who is more organized?
Yeah, she's.
Of course.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, no, but we had some surprises here. I believe Shad remembers. Right, Shad? We had some surprise people sometimes that the men, they were a
The
bit
man is
more.
more.
Okay, then. So the very beginning, let's go. Pastor Richard, right? How did you get to know each other?
Yeah, first of all, my friend was the one to introduce her to me, okay? And he introduced her right after he showed her picture.
Okay, so it was not like showing, introducing face to face.
No,
Oh.
No, so he just,
Yeah.
oh, look, I know someone that perhaps would be a good match.
yeah.
So that was the way that, okay.
Yeah, at first he said to me, because I was in the church, my friend was in the church as well. And then he said, I know a woman that I think she matches with you, okay? Because she's a woman of God. She has the same goals and the same, I can see that she has the same goals and targets that you have, and I think that it should be
A good match.
Good match.
So he showed you her picture.
Yeah.
But by this point, would you have an idea what was happening if your picture was being shown to someone?
Yes, I knew because I used to attend the love therapy in that time, and I was, putting into practice what I was learning in that time, and I have one idea to write a profile of the man of God that
You
I
want to get to know.
And then I wrote his characteristics, the
Appearance.
Skin, the appearance, the character.
everything, the character. I keep with me until today.
Oh,
I
you still have it?
Yeah, I still have because it's my testimony.
Yeah.
Right. And so I was presenting to God. I was praying, and and then when he came and said, "Oh, I'd like to introduce a friend of mine. Would you like to know him?" And that time, first thing I asked him how, he looks like. Can you tell me how he looks like? Because in that time, I think the Orkut,
Yes. The old social media.
the old social media in that time. So he had few pictures, so I couldn't, see properly. And then he said, "Oh, he has, dark eyes, the skin color," and he was telling me. So I said, "Matches with my profile. Okay, I'm gonna talk to him. I will allow him to come and talk to me."
So when this friend of yours brought this picture to you, actually, he asked you first permission for him to do
Yeah.
that. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you saw the picture, how was your reaction?
No, when I saw
He said,
at first,
"She's the one."
at first when I saw the picture, I cannot say I felt because it's not emotion, but when I look at the picture, I said, "No, I will know more."
Come on, you didn't feel nothing. I know it's by faith, but come on. You look at the picture, you didn't feel nothing. Was
All right.
okay,
all right.
accepted. Stamping.
All right. I'll take this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say
Not even a heartbeat. Come on.
Okay, I
He
felt.
was very shy.
Of course you do.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then I asked him her number,
Mm-hmm.
and I asked him as well if she agreed to talk to me. And then afterwards, I sent her a message because I was, respectful man and gentleman.
Yeah, he was
Okay, I was very,
yeah.
You didn't want to bother.
I don't like to talk about me.
It's his personality.
My personality, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, no, I will not call her. I'll send a message, a respectful message. And then if she agree, I will move on.
But how was this message?
Yeah, we want to know the content of the message.
Yeah,
You knew that
yeah.
he would contact you somehow.
Yes,
Okay, but yes, now.
But he was, he's a very, very polite person. He, his personality is like this. So he first, before he would call me, so he sent a message saying like this, translating, okay? Dear Luana, kindly, can I talk to you? I'd like to talk to you. When are you available? And
If you accept
if
as
you
well.
accept to talk to me,
The proper essay was not only a text.
yeah, something like that. And then I responded,
What did you say?
yes,
Of
I
course,
accept.
because you are here.
Yes,
Otherwise,
I
you won't be
accept.
here.
My heart was beating fast.
Yeah.
And then I was, okay, I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to know him.
So you were excited about it, the idea of
Yes,
talking to him.
yeah.
Because you already saw his picture before, right?
Yeah.
So it was not a blind date.
No.
Both of you already knew what you were expecting.
Yes.
Okay, great. So you start talking.
We started talking.
But before we enter in that, before the program, we're saying here that you had you guys have different upbringings, right? You grew up in church, in the faith, so you were surrounded by this environment of faith. Was your family already in the church?
Yes, my father and my mother, they are assistants in the church in Brazil.
So you had a good
Yeah,
reference of
good
family.
reference, yeah.
Hmm.
You know, that's why it was a kind of influence
Hmm.
in my relationship and when I was dating, because I had this example at home. It's a different when people they had a different background and they don't know how to deal with this situation.
So this good reference of marriage from your parents and your upbringing, I believe, most definitely was, you know, a blessed environment, because, you know, you are there with a family of God that was really different for you. So probably you never had a bad experience love life before.
No, because I could see my parents. They first they were the ones that they feared God, you know, and then not only for feared God, because we have people they are in the church and they don't know how to deal with that.
Exactly.
That's why we have the love therapy.
Yes. But can you see, Pastor Philip, how important is that? How many people, if they could know that, actually they know, but if at least they practice that, the importance of a blessed family. Can you see the blessing that his parents they were living pass unto him, to the point that he didn't need to suffer what many people they are suffering.
Pastor, the truth is many people out there, they are suffering because they don't have instruction. They don't have anyone to teach. And when we have a family that is in the church, teaching the way, showing the way they need to follow, so if they just follow it, for sure, it will be successful.
Yes. And what about you, Luana? How was your situation?
So for me, I was suffering in my love life, even in a very young age. Those who I was trying to date or know more, they used at that time, they were nothing with me in that time. But those who I didn't, know more or have a date or something like that, they were insisting. So this kind of situations was happening one before another. So I was thinking that I should get to relate with women in that time, because with men in that time was not,
So you start to get confused even
I
about...
was very confused. My mind was very, very confused in that time.
But how did that change?
Because when I came to the church and I started attending the love therapy and the services, I see that was something spiritual first, okay? Because I was very confused. My mind was very, very, very confusing with that. And I took a decision. I had to take a decision that time. Like, no, I knew what is right and what I was wrong. So I decided to follow what the pastor was preaching, was teaching that time. So I decided to follow that. So that's why everything changed.
So did the love therapy help you to overcome these conflicts in mind and to heal your heart? Because in a situation like that, when you get to know for example, when you start liking someone and that person doesn't like you, and someone likes you but you don't like the person, it's really harmful. It's a really unhealthy environment for our heart. So I can imagine your heart was really bruised with this.
Yes, I was shattered.
Not just the heart, but the mind, man, Pastor. The thoughts is messed up, and not just the feelings, but
all
the
the
mind
time.
is
I used to cry a lot. I was getting
down.
depression. I used to cry a lot because of
even depression because of this whole situation.
Because of all the situation.
Look at
with
that.
my love life in a very, very young age that started.
How old are you?
I was 13, 14 years old.
Look at that.
So
yeah,
I was
really young.
Yeah,
really young.
Very, very young.
But now, I believe you, dear listener, you are asking yourself, how on earth, a man like that had a very good examples, was came from a blessed upbringing, never suffered in love life before. How on earth, you know, this couple, this match, they could work? Then it starts the power of the author of love. But let's to continue here. So after that, the love therapy helped you to overcome these traumas, these conflicts.
Yes.
So the first step was not for you. So you didn't use the love therapy for you to come and try to find someone.
No, I didn't want to meet someone in that time. I was, very concentrated first to heal, to remove all those things. And it's, surprising how that works because, I felt like relief, in that time. A burden
Was taken from you.
Taken from me in that time.
Very well. Okay. So this story of him sending messages, it happened all after this healing process,
yes,
after you receiving the spirit of love. So everything was
because I did actually I did that profile. I wrote that profile when I felt like now I'm ready. I'm ready to meet someone.
So after this very kind message, you get excited because you said, "Oh, finally, the profile matched." And then
and then we started talking.
So you call her?
Yeah. After that, I called her.
And the first conversation is always weird, right?
Yeah,
Do you remember the first conversation?
yeah, you don't know what you say.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh yeah,
You're
the
a bit
sky is
shy,
blue.
man. Oh my gosh, today,
The weather.
clouds on the sky, and maybe today will
Yeah.
Do you like cold?
But how was the first conversation? Was at least it did it work? It worked because you're still here.
Yeah.
Because we have some stories that sometimes the first talk was a disaster. But was that the case or not?
I think was very quick because my data ran out.
The data allowance was.
So the first one was very, very quick. I think 5 minutes. I think even 5 minutes, 4 minutes, maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, the first conversation, it was like 5 minutes. Yeah, what's her name? How are you? Are you doing well? Okay.
And but at least it's 5 minutes. They were enough for you to let me get to know even more.
At least the first
Because
step.
sometimes in less than 5 minutes you can give up. You say, okay, definitely, I don't want that.
No.
And you even change your number. So it worked.
Worked.
Okay, and how was this period that you were talking to each other? What you were what you were expecting to get to know? Because, this is a question that you both should respond, please. Because the first thing you saw, the first impression you had was the physical one, apparent-wise, right? Because you saw each other's picture, and that, awake a feeling, an attraction. You felt attracted to that. But I believe that this physical attraction, it was not enough to hold you together, right?
Yes.
Or it was like, that's the main criteria. Oh, she's beautiful, he's handsome, so that's it. No, nothing else cares. So that how was that for you?
Yeah, in my case, first, we talked for the first time. It was quickly. In the end, the second step was I will observe her. I will know her. I will not just date her because I've talked to her for 5 minutes. No. And then I started to look at her as a daughter. As a daughter, how
she's to behave towards her parents.
Behaving towards her parents, organization, the way that she was serving God as well. Just what my friend said to me, it wasn't enough for me. you know, because he said, no, my friend said, no, she's a woman of God. She was like this, like that. No, I said, no, I will talk to her pastor. I will, you know, observe. I will check. I will double check to see if she's fearing God as me, and as well if she has the same goal as me.
But on the other hand, you are also doing the same thing, right?
Yes, the same. The same thing. I was observing him, asking the other pastors to know more about him, who, you know, about the family, and I'd like to make to make sure that he was matching with my profile.
Not only the physical part of your profile, but also
but the
the
his
spiritual and character as
yeah,
well. Okay.
yeah.
And how long have you talked to for before start dating?
It was, oh, she's better than me in this situation.
For dating, I think 6 months. Maybe.
6 months.
Yeah.
So after 6 months talking, you were sure, okay, let's move on and let's make this, you know, just
Next step.
yes, to take a step forward, start dating.
Yeah.
And then you start dating. How long have you been dated?
2
You d-
years. For
3 years.
2.
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
3
Yeah,
years.
for 2 years.
And how was the dating time? What you were expecting to get to know? Because when you start, when we talk about dating, Pastor Philip, people outside sometimes they think, you know, dating is about kissing, holding hands, going out, hanging out, going to cinema together, and that's why there are people that they are just involved with these emotions and these superficial things, that they ignore, you know, what they really had to do in the dating time, and later they will suffer.
Dating time is supposed to be to know each other, to know how it's going to be after getting married, to be ready for that person, be ready for what the person likes, what the person don't like, how the person react in certain situations, or how the person will not react in certain situations, to know the person, to know how the person is, not just to have that attraction, physical attraction, but to have to get to know the person.
Of course. But of course also, we are not saying that, you know, oh, kissing or holding hands is wrong. No, it's good. It's good. But it's not
all.
everything. It's not all, right? So how was the dating time? How things run for you guys?
We date by distance, right? Because he was in another city, and you
Oh,
know,
really? So
yeah.
was a long distance in dating?
Yeah.
How far were you from each other?
1 hour and a half.
I was not that long.
It's not that long, yeah.
Mm.
But as we were a bit distant from each other, we didn't meet each other like as often as.
How
usual.
often you could have a, you know,
In the
proper
beginning,
dating?
in the beginning, we used to see each other like a few times. I don't know, because in that time he was working a lot. So even in his day off, he used to work to, you know, a lot. And then I was supporting him, right, by distance. And then in that
Was that
time,
not a
I
problem for you?
No, because I knew.
I believe that was already a kind of test, you know, because imagine if she was
Yeah.
that kind of girl that, oh, come on, you don't make time to me, and blah, 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 blah. I
Yes,
believe that would be
yeah.
something that will help you to say, okay, so you know what?
We should spend time
Yeah.
together and
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Actually, it was one of the things that called my attention, because she was so kind, and not only kind, but she used it to understand me, and of course I was the one to understand her as well, her situation, that we were far to each other, but it was not a problem. Yeah, it was not a problem.
It was never a problem, the long distance in dating.
No.
Okay, but during this whole time, the 2 years that you were dating, it was like that, always
Was like that.
far
I
from each
think
other.
I think 6 months before we got married, I think he came from a city. He moved from to a city that was near, like 40 minutes
Mm-hmm.
far.
Yeah.
So,
So what?
Yeah, we could we could meet each other
Mm-hmm.
more often. Let's say like
yes,
this.
yes,
Yeah, more often.
yeah,
And but not only to meet, because sometimes of course, as all the couples they are dating, they go to the cinema,
Mm-hmm.
they go to the park, you know. We use it to do that,
Mhm.
but we took advantage when we were together to know more each other, to talk about us, because sometimes the couples, when they are dating, they are just worry about kisses and
Yeah.
love and you know,
Yeah.
that kind of things, but you don't take advantage to make some questions.
Yes.
It's
Important
important, you
questions.
know, important questions,
Yeah.
you know, and it's in my opinion it
Mhm.
helped a lot our
The dating time.
the dating time. Yeah.
Okay, and when you were sure, because you said you dated for 2 years, when after these 2 years you finally had that assurance, the certainty, okay, she will be my wife. I will make this woman my wife. And when you had this assurance, said, okay, I will allow this man to be my husband, because you had to allow, right?
Yes.
He can ask, he can propose, but you can say no.
He could say that's the woman, but if she says no, it's no.
You are not. No, I'm not.
It's pointless.
That's the end. That's the end. So when you were sure, what made you to be sure that Luana, she was the one?
It's because after 2 years, let's say that she passed in all the tests.
So you made some
I
tests.
made a test.
Come
you
on,
know.
you need to give some examples
Yeah,
here.
we are
tonight.
excited to hear.
Of course, we have to know. We have to know some of these tests you made. Just for instance.
Let's say one thing.
Can I say?
Sorry.
Can I say one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
In the
better you
beginning,
say.
he was very tough.
Mm,
You know,
mm.
very
Straight.
straight, like nothing like kind words like in the beginning. But
Okay, now you are making me really
when we-
confused
no,
because
no,
you
no,
said
no,
that
no, no,
he's
no,
more
sorry,
romantic
sorry,
than
sorry.
you.
Yeah, no, but in that time for he was testing me.
Okay, it was just
You
the
know?
test.
You know,
Yeah.
I put that.
The romantic side.
The romantic side.
That
I
kind,
put it aside.
that
and
kind, that gentleman.
Okay.
I put a
Aside a
bit,
little
you know,
bit,
just
you
to
know,
put her a test.
To see if I,
You kept it for married.
Yeah.
After married.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. But I'm not saying that you should not be kind during
No,
dating
no.
time. You should be. But it was a kind of test. But okay, but what you were looking for in these tests?
You know, I was testing her to see her reaction
Mm.
in each test that I did. It's not a test. Maybe the viewers
Yeah.
they're saying, they say,
Yeah.
wow, he was like I
Yeah.
don't know, like
Mm-hmm.
you know, someone rude,
Monster, no?
Yeah, monster. Yeah.
Mm.
No, I was not a monster, but I was putting her into test. Sometimes,
So what you wanted to know is her reaction.
yeah, that was the main point.
Okay.
Her reaction in each situation.
But I believe you also made some tests.
me.
Yeah. Did you test him somehow?
I don't remember now. I don't remember right now, but
But
yeah,
okay, so let's start for the question.
uh,
When you were sure, and what made you sure that Richard would be your husband?
because everything. Actually, I knew from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I had this, this assurance inside of me. But I wanted to check if he was matched with my profile.
It was a choice made by faith.
because like I could see he was feeling each,
Ticking all the boxes.
ticking all the boxes, and I could see that was him,
Yeah,
that assurance.
in my case,
And also, yeah,
okay,
sorry.
continue, please.
And he was fearing God, right? So he was taking serious
Mm-hmm.
the work of God. Yeah.
So all these things call your attention and made you sure about him.
Yeah.
Okay. And you had the assurance and you said, okay, let me do it.
Yeah.
How
let's
was
get it done.
Let's get it done. And then, so you got married, and how was the first year of your marriage? Was everything okay, running smooth? What was the differences you had, the clashes? Because I believe all of us, we had these clashes in the beginning, right?
Yes, Pastor.
We had,
Adapting each other,
yeah,
adapting to
yeah,
the
yeah.
things.
Yeah, the first thing that I can say is from our background, okay?
Mhm.
Because my family background is from, we are descendants from Italy.
Italy's.
Italians. So, yeah, so, Italian people, they used to talk loud.
Do you have any Italians watching us now? You from Italy? Type here if you have a Italian background. Confirm that, please. Do you guys really talk loud? Confirm that, please.
We
So
talk
she
about-
used to
and
talk loud,
even
loud.
Yeah, it's because
My family, all of us. But I didn't realize,
It was
that
natural for
because,
you.
Yeah, because I grew up in that environment with my family. So I couldn't notice that I was, talking loud, and sometimes he thought, he used to think that I was being not respecting him in that time.
I'm sorry, but why don't you haven't noticed that before during the dating time? Because she started to speak louder after marriage.
On the
How was
phone,
that?
it was not loud.
No, it is because when you are dating.
Oh, long distance in
Yeah,
marriage.
long distance, but when you are together, it's different. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It's
indeed,
different.
indeed.
When we are together,
So when you were there in the phone talking to her, she said, "Oh, my speaker is really good. Look at that.
Your phone is doing well.
It's really good. Look at that."
But when I went to her parents' house, and they used it to shout to each other, like the house was as 2 levels, first floor and second floor, let's say like this, and I didn't understand because her father was in the
ground floor.
downstairs,
Yeah.
downstairs, and then her mom was in the first floor, and then her mom, please, can you come here? And they said, why?
You're in the
What's
same house.
going
You're
on?
in the
You are
same
in the
place.
same house. My friend meet each other, talk, maybe drink some tea. I don't know.
Sometimes people may think that we are like fighting, but no, it's something that
Just
sometimes could fight.
it's a normal
of course,
conversation.
but
For them
but
was
it's
normal.
conversation.
I know, I
It
know.
took a bit long time
to adapt.
to adapt, and wow, I said, my goodness, okay.
Okay, but that was her problem. So she was talking a bit loud. That used to bother you. And what about you? What were the adjustments and the things you need to change in order to make this marriage work better?
Yeah, in my case, what I needed to change that I realized in the very beginning, is to understand more her. Because I was that man that only my opinion counts. I was not worried about his opinion or what she wants, what she needs, or what, sometimes she was asking me to do something, and I was just worried about what I wanted to do. And then we had a bit conflict about it, in the very beginning.
And how have you fixed these things? How have you made these adjustments? Because we're talking about things here that they were part of who you were. So that was something that it was already embedded. So it was natural for you to talk as you used to talk. How was these adjustments for you? For example, what you had to do in order to control this volume and then let me.
Self-control. Self-control. And then I realized when I used to visit my parents how loud they used to talk. And then I was like, my God, I used to talk like this, shouting. Oh. And then I realized, and then I
you start to
working myself in that time. But I think another thing that he was saying uh, about the situation. For example, I think our if we have communication, because in the beginning also I was very emotional, so he used to open up himself more than me. So I was very, closed. I used to close myself. Only cried, just cried a lot. And I think he used to spend, 1 hour asking me, "What's going on with you? Why are you crying? I don't understand."
I was almost getting my crystal ball, and
Trying to, okay, let me guess.
let's see here.
Let me read
what's
her
going
mind
on.
here.
I couldn't.
Is
because
this,
I
is the
didn't
other
want,
one? What the hell have I done wrong?
Yeah, I didn't want to make him upset, or and then I just cried and cried a lot.
So that was the classical problem of communication, because, for example, you were crying, you were trying to communicate. Your tears or reaction was also you, in attemptive to communicate. Look, I'm
Trying
sad.
to say something, to show something.
Exactly, I'm
it's not
sad.
good
I'm
for
sad.
me.
I need some help. But it would be much easier if instead of crying,
Yeah.
let's talk, and you just speaking.
Yeah.
That was your way of
And
communication.
then
Yeah.
the first time that I could, I saw his reaction. He was very respectful about what I was saying. So he was listening to me. He stopped and listened to me. So that's why I could
Get confident
yeah,
to
co-
open
get
up a little
confident,
more.
Yeah. And then from that day on, every time we are best friends. So we can talk about everything.
So nowadays you don't need to read her tears anymore.
No.
No, I
No.
broke my crystal
No,
ball.
I can't.
There is no
Yeah.
need for crystal ball.
No.
Great. Okay then. So before we finish, Luana, I would like to ask you, especially because of that special detail you mentioned, you could speak to this camera here, especially to the girls that are watching us now, that perhaps they are also facing the same confusion in their minds. These girls that, because of so much disappointments, frustrations, they are now confused, and they say, so what, perhaps that is the way out. Could you please say something to them, especially those who perhaps they don't believe in love anymore? Because you are a living testimony. You are not here, only speaking, look, I'm good. No, you have a testimony. You have a blessed marriage. How long have you been married for?
For 8 years.
8
These
years.
8
Yeah,
years.
this year,
So,
yeah.
heading for the first decade, right?
Yes.
So it's a living testimony. Can you say something to these girls?
I can say that God is not a God of confusion. So first, because I used to be very a religious person in that time. I used to believe in God, but when I came to the church, the love therapy, and decided to obey, put in practice what the pastor was teaching, because it's from God, everything is from God. So I believed, I took that from me, and then the Holy Spirit is the one who could, come inside of me and remove everything, all that confusion, all, that thoughts, that bad thoughts, and God could work inside of me and I could prepare myself. And today I have a blessed marriage. And you can have the same. You can have the same.
That's it. And of course, you didn't need to suffer, which is amazing, which is a privilege of few. Few people, they had the privilege you had, to have this blessed environment and avoid so much pain in your love life and in your life in general. But, if you excuse us now, Luana, please, because we would like to speak to men here, Pastor Richard and Pastor Philip, because we know that men, they have a natural resistance to love therapy. Men, they have this natural resistance to love therapy because they think that they don't need. They think that will happen naturally in their love life.
Sometimes they think they know everything.
Yeah, yeah.
They know everything. They don't need to
And
learn anything.
And let's be honest. When we say they, that was us. That was us before, right?
And if this man doesn't realize that he needs to learn as well, because usually the man is more rude, is, you know, I don't accept, I don't need to learn anything. But if you don't be careful, you're gonna take it to your marriage, as I did. As I did. Because at first I thought that only my opinion was important, that her opinion was not important. And one simple thing that this man is doing now is something that can affect their future and their marriage in the future as well.
Indeed.
And the love therapy is not just to find someone. It's to take care of themselves first. To learn how to be happy with themselves.
Yeah, indeed. Love therapy, it is a meeting for encounter. But first you have to have an encounter with the author of love. The second encounter is with yourself. You have to know who you are. Because how would you know the person you are looking for if you don't know who you are? The first thing you have to get to know the author of love, the one who will guide you. Then know yourself, and then finally waiting for...
So it's 3 encounters.
3 encounters, indeed.
The altar with yourself, and then afterwards you're going to find the loved one.
Exactly. Pastor Richard and Luana, thank you very much for coming tonight. Thank you for sharing a little bit of your love story. God bless you all. Bye.
The Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.